Okay, we've got a transformations question here, and these are usually very valuable, so it's worth making sure that you're really good on these questions when you come to revise. Now, it does say the word single transformation, so the biggest single mistake I ever see is people writing down lots of transformations, saying move it right, then up and down, and that's no good, okay? It's got to be a single word that can describe this transformation. So you know four. You know there's reflections, rotations, enlargements and translations. Now some of those we can rule out immediately. It's certainly the shape has not been enlarged, it's not bigger or smaller, so we can cross out enlargement. It hasn't been translated. If it had been translated I could put my finger on P and move it onto Q, but I can't do that, it's been clearly changed. Has it been reflected? Well, if it has, I can't see where the mirror line would be, so I'm going to go with rotation. So that's worth 1 mark so far. But that's not the end of the story, because if you look, they always tell you how many facts they want. They want 3 facts, there's 3 marks. So rotation is just one of them. I'm going to have to mention the direction and the angle and the centre of rotation if I want to get all those marks. So it does look, for my next fact, that it's been rotated clockwise 90 degrees. Clockwise, definitely, you can see. Clockwise and 90 degrees. That's my second mark, I believe. And 90 degrees being like an L-shaped turn. Okay. But to get the last mark, we need to know the centre of rotation. Where's the hinge? Where's this thing turning around? Okay. And for that, you might want to use your tracing paper, which you're allowed to have in the exam. Okay. So I'm gonna use a bit of transparent paper, plastic, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw around my shape P in a marker pen. Okay, and I'm holding where I think the centre might be with my pen 0, 0, the origin, and I'm going to hold the pen down quite tight and now rotate the paper around gently. Okay, here we go, and the shape does rotate directly onto Q, so I know I got it right. Now if that didn't work, I know I've got to change where my pen is and see if I can find a different coordinate. But I was lucky this time, it worked first time. So centre 0, 0 or the origin, and that will get me my 3 marks. Okay, so what we want to look at next is the second part. It says draw the line x equals -1 and reflect the shape P. Make sure you reflect the right one. You'll be amazed at the number of students who reflect Q. Okay, so this does say reflect P in the line R. Name the new shape R. So here's my line of reflection. Now x equals -1 goes down the page. If it had been y equals -1, it would go across the page, but x equals -1 goes down the page. And that's all the places where the x coordinate would be -1. Now, if I draw that reflection line onto my transparency, I can now just turn my transparency upside down, line up the reflection line and my line on my transparency, and I get a picture of where R is supposed to be. So have a quick look at those coordinates. Okay, lift up transparency, mark them down, and we'll do a few checks in a second, but it looks to me that's what the reflection is going to look like. Now, of course, I need to check my distances. So 1, 2, 3 to the reflection line, 90 degrees, and 1, 2, 3. Yes, that looks like that's correct. And let's check a column wall. 1, 2, 3 to the reflection line, and 1, 2, 3 to the same point. So that looks to me like we've done it right. Okay. So how did we do? So, do pause these, it's really worthwhile reading. See if you did make a mistake when you're practicing this, see if I'm sure you'll be in good company. So we don't want to make the same mistakes everyone else are doing. Yeah, the x equals -1 line was a big problem. You'll notice these are all B marks, so no arguing, I'm afraid.